Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here with another top 10 video, and yeah, in this one I'm counting down my top 10 dueling pet peeves. Now, I know I did this before 2 years ago in the form of a top 5 one, but there weren't as many before. In fact, maybe one or two of these are ones I didn't really mention because they hardly ever came up. But what I thought I'd do is just count down the top 10 dueling pet peeves of all time. Well, at least for me. Now, half of these I would have talked about already, so there's not really anything I can say that I haven't said already, but I'll go over them again because some probably wouldn't have seen it, and it has been a couple of years, so yeah, let's just get into it. Number 10, playing banned cards in a current format deck. Now, this isn't something that comes up a lot, but there is someone who, a lot of the time, tries to play banned cards, therefore cheating. And yeah, that is really annoying. Now, it's all very well, like, if it's like a pure character deck or a past format deck and we're playing with those, but if you're bringing banned cards into a casual game, not a casual game, a current format game, that's not fair, and this is a form of cheating. It's just really infuriating. If you're playing banned cards, you're giving yourself an unfair advantage over everyone else. And that's not fair on everyone else. I mean, there is this thing called the ban list. Have you ever heard of that? Like, why do you have to cheat with banned cards? Like, it's not right. Sometimes an excuse will be, oh, but this is a deck that a character in the anime plays. Well, it doesn't matter. Like, you still can't use banned cards, so stop using banned cards. Oh, and also, like, playing like a themed archetypal deck like Neospatians or whatever does not automatically make it a character deck. A character deck is literally a deck with cards that only the character use. Like, if you're putting another card in that the character doesn't use, it's not a pure character deck. Yeah, completely different rant and discussion, I know, but yeah, I digress. Yeah, the point is, stop cheating with banned cards. Number 9, declaring fake moves. Yeah, basically when people say, oh, drop Ash Blossom, drop Battle Fader, you know, saying things like that when they don't actually have it, or like activate Mirror Force when they don't actually have it. Yeah, what not a lot of people realise is that this actually pisses me off. Like, it's not even funny, like, it's just annoying. Because, well, this is technically a form of lying, and it's also a form of time wasting more than anything, and I really hate time wasters in matches, and Declaring fake moves is one of them. In fact, not only are you wasting time, you're also causing confusion, and you might cause people to misplay or activate certain counter cards illegally or something like that. Um, it is something that can happen, but in most cases, it's a form of time wasting. It's not funny, you're not impressing anyone, you're not making anyone laugh, so stop doing it! Ugh. Number 8, not paying attention. Another one of the ones that I talked about before. In fact, not only is this annoying, it's also really rude. There's multiple ways, like I said, that the opponent doesn't pay attention. Like, they seem more interested in what someone else is doing, or they're just starting conversations with other people. It's just plain rude. Like, why are you doing this when you should be concentrating on the duel? It's just rude and disrespectful. And if you're not going to bother paying attention to the game, why are you even playing this game in the first place? It's also laughable how some people just beg me for a game and ask when they can have one, and then they don't bother paying attention. It's enough to piss anyone off, not just me. So it's like, pay the fuck attention, or just don't bother dueling me at all. It's that simple. And on similar subjects, this brings me to number 7, time wasting. Now, there's lots of different ways of time wasting, one of which being slow playing. Even in tournament games where time on the round is running out, and then there are players who will deliberately slow play just to win on end of match procedure, which is just cheap, dirty, dishonourable and disrespectful. But no, more so regarding casual games, there are other ways of doing it. In fact, one form of time wasting actually is asking random questions or starting random conversations that have nothing to do with the duel. Now, I know I said that this was a form of not paying attention, but this is more a form of time wasting. And it's like, for fuck's sake, can't this wait until the duel ends? It's just infuriating. I mean, this is a duel, not a casual conversation. Those can be had at any time, but at the moment we are dueling, and you should be focusing on the duel. Otherwise, why are you even bothering having this duel again? You're just wasting time, you're not focusing, you're not paying attention. So what is the point in even having this game if you're not going to concentrate? This is just ridiculous. Now, I don't mind, obviously, if someone's stuck with what to do and trying to learn how to play a deck or something. That's perfectly fine. But it's not a form of time wasting. It's all well and good. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. Number 6, name calling. This is just plain rude as well. When people name call just because they've done a play that they don't agree with. Like call them an idiot, noob, or scrub, or things like that. I mean, that's just not nice. Like, especially since someone's not really sure what to do, and they're just trying to do the best they can. I mean, name calling just isn't going to help things. It's more so when they do it when I make a play that they don't agree with. Like, again, call me an idiot or a scrub or a coward. I hate that. People saying coward, like if I just don't attack or just have everything in defence or make Blackwing full armour master, for instance. It's like, how is this cowardly? Like, it's not cowardly, it's smart. There's a big difference. Like, being defensive is not being cowardly, so how can you say that? As for the other names, well, it's just completely uncalled for, because not everyone's on the same level, and not everyone has to play a deck the same way as everyone else. Everyone's different with how they play certain decks, and just because you don't agree with a certain play doesn't mean it's wrong, and it sure as hell doesn't give you the right to name call or even face palm. I mean, come on now. All of this is not nice and not called for. Just saying. Number 5, the longest running pet peeve. People trying to talk to me when I'm trying to concentrate on a game. Yeah, this is still happening, and again, not many people seem to realise that this actually pisses me off. It's just really annoying, it's really distracting, and I don't like having my concentration broken when I'm in a game. I'm trying to focus here. Plus, this is kind of a form of wasting time, and you're just making the duel longer than it needs to be. And not only that, if I'm recording it, you're not only wasting my time, you're also wasting battery power and memory on my iPad. This also includes when opponents are time wasting. Going back a couple of pet peeves. Now, I don't mind if people are saying hello or goodbye or whatever, and I also especially don't mind if there's an emergency, but otherwise I just want to be left the fuck alone to play. I mean, how hard is it to not talk to someone who's in a game? Like, surely whatever it is can fucking wait. It's also annoying when someone's trying to talk to my opponent as well and get their attention for something. And it's like, for fuck's sake, can't this wait? You know? Number 4, arguing with me over a ruling. Yeah, this is just really annoying as well. Now, I am not a judge, but what I lack in being a judge, I make up for in the fact that I'm an experienced veteran duelist who's been playing for 20 years, and I do know how a lot of cards work and how they don't. Now, there have been times where we needed to ask a judge for a ruling if neither of us are sure, and if it turns out that I'm wrong, it's like, okay, fair enough. But if I know for a fact that I am right and the opponent is wrong, it really pisses me off when they argue with me and say that they're right when they're really not. Whether it comes to how my cards work or how their own cards work. In fact, if they're questioning me on my own cards and assuming I'm using them wrong when I'm not, it's not only annoying, but it's also really insulting. And I can't help but feel insulted when people assume that I don't know how my own cards work, when in actuality I do. And it also pisses me off when people don't believe me when I do give a ruling that's actually correct. Yeah, just really pisses me off. That's really all there is to say there. Number 3, backseat duelling. Again, another thing that's not only annoying but is also really insulting. Now, I don't know about my opponents, but I don't appreciate people questioning me on my plays and trying to tell me how to play my own deck. And not only that, it's a form of interference, regardless of whether it's casual or competitive game. I don't appreciate outsiders interfering with my games and questioning our plays, or my plays rather, and telling me how to play my own deck when I'm perfectly capable of playing it myself. And again, not everyone has to do things the same way as everyone else, and I know what I'm doing with my decks. And I don't appreciate people thinking otherwise. And it's laughable when they think they can justify it by saying, oh, it's not backseat duelling if the play's already been done. Well, actually it is, because you're also referring to future reference regarding how I play the deck, and you're still telling me how to play my own deck when I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. So yes, however you look at it, it is backseat duelling, and nothing you say can justify it. Well, except maybe claiming that you're just trying to help. Which is fine and fair enough. I mean, if you are genuinely trying to help, I do appreciate it. Really, I do. But unless I ask for help, I don't need any help. Okay, unwanted help is annoying. I'm just saying. Number 2. Touching cards that I'm using. Doesn't matter if it's well, actually I don't mind so much if it's the opponent. It's more spectators really. Now, I don't mind if my opponent needs to pick up one of my cards just to read them, or look through my graveyard. I mean, that's fine. I'm not really bothered that much if they don't ask. I mean, as long as their hands are clean, that is. In fact, I must confess, I do it too sometimes. Sometimes I ask, but there's times where I don't do it, and I really should. Although I like to think I do it most of the time. Yeah, I need to stop picking up opponents' stuff without asking and reading. The points where it really irritates me is like if the opponent decides to be annoying and move one of my monsters to another zone, and it's like, yeah, can you stop being a dick? But I think the worst part is when outsiders just pick up my deck or my graveyard or extra deck without asking and looking through it, and then I turn to go through it and it's like, what the fuck? Where did my graveyard go? Where did my deck go? It's like, can you not touch my cards when I'm using them? This is just really irritating. I kind of worry for a moment that someone pinched it. And then it's like, don't move my stuff. Of course, I'm sure we all have this pet peeve in some way or another. I also find it interesting how there's this one guy who will like pick these things up and look through them anyway, but when someone else does it, that's apparently not okay. I question the logic here. Like, talk about a double standard. Of course, that hasn't happened for a while though, but I don't know, the whole thing's just annoying. And finally, in at number 1, being cocky and arrogant. Yeah, I really, really fucking hate it when opponents get cocky or arrogant, or any players for that matter, just thinking they're better than everyone else and being so sure that they're gonna win, and they say things like, oh, do you want to scoop up now? Oh, just scoop up. It's like, oh, you're dead. Oh, this duel is over, or I'm gonna OTK you. Like, it's just so annoying. And it's one thing to trash talk, even if it's just for the fun of it, but trash talking for real and saying all these horrible things is just taking it too far. And it's like, well, prove it then. Stop talking about it and just do it. Because actions do speak louder than words. It's even worse, like, if they do win, then they're like, ha ha ha, you got battered, you got owned, like, you got destroyed, or something like that. And it's like, alright, fair enough you won, but you don't have to be a dick. Like, why do you have to be such an arsehole to everyone, just going round thinking like you're better than everyone else and saying everyone's shit and their decks are shit? Like, that's just not nice. Like, people like this should be banned from the game, or just tournaments or events in general, because they're just absolute cunts. And it's also laughable again that they think they can justify it by saying, oh, well, I have a good deck, I'm a good player, I have a right to be cocky. No, you don't. You have no rights whatsoever. You're just being an arsehole, looking for every excuse in the book to justify being an arsehole. In fact, I don't even agree with the concept of bragging rights. I mean, to me, bragging rights is just an excuse to justify being cocky. But that's just me. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. I mean, some probably won't agree, but to me, that is the case. Point is, I hate arrogant players who think they're better than everyone else, and I hate it when opponents get cocky and just say things like, heck, haha, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna destroy you, you're gonna get owned, and things like that. Like, is this really necessary? No. Like, you're not impressing anyone, you're just being an arsehole, and you're just not going to be very popular with people if you're like this. I'm just saying. And yeah, that is it for the list. Do you guys have any dueling pet peeves? Well, I'm pretty sure you do. Are they the same as mine, or do you have completely different ones? Feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.